Hi, and thank you for joining me. Today's date is October 17th, and it's 7 p.m. Eastern, and a Wednesday. We made it halfway through this week. I've got some information to give you, and I want to get started on that right away. So let's do our screen share so that you can see what's been going on. And there we are. Now, most people will say, but Kathleen, yesterday it was sitting at 2403 or 2456 negative. Now it's negative 2922. What happened? Patience. Be calm. When you're trading a long-term trade, you always need to look right or trade right, but look left. Now let me explain what this is. This is a continuation of New Zealand dollar, USD dollar, or NZDUSD. This specific trade has been going since May 25th. Nope, June 25th. My mistake. See, even I make mistakes. But no, it was June 25th of 2018, just a few months ago. And I put in a buy at a lot size of 0.01. My entry price was 0.68310. At that time, I was looking at this buy, and I'd been seeing it and watching what's going on, and it was right in this area, right here, that I'm showing you. Oh, nope, my mistake once again. It was in this area, because this is more than just a day. Even though it's a day time chart, it goes back to January 2014, which is 4.5, almost 5 years. We'll be in January anyway, right? So my entry price at that time was 0.68310. My stop loss, go down to the hour time chart so you can see, is sitting at 7,000 pips or a negative $70. That's the lowest I want to go. That's the lowest, the highest I want to lose on this specific trade. That's why it's called a stop loss. Having $949.74 in my balance, $70 isn't going to hurt me. Not that much anyway. And I could go for a very long time to not have to worry about it. So my stop loss is in at 0.61310. However, my take profit is also identical, 1-to-1 ratio, and it's at 7,000 pips or $70 profit. So my take profit is at 0.75310. The reason I have the 1-to-1 ratio, the 7,000 stop loss and 7,000 take profit, is it eliminates a whole lot of risk if it's drawback or if it pulls back and retests the boundaries, the foundation, the support, the supply and demand zone, all of it. It makes it so my risk is very low with a 0.01 lot size. Now, people have asked me, so why don't you trade in a lower time chart? Why are you always in the day time chart? Well, the reason for that is right here. Going into the minute time chart, I may have read the first sentence of a brand new novel. It's got my interest a little, but it doesn't tell me what's going on. I don't have the full picture of the story that each trade will tell you. If you pay close attention, it will let you know. Trading on what is called a naked chart is what I do. So all you'll see on here is the entry price, the stop loss and the take profit. Having to learn the indicators, although at this time of night I understand it completely, having to know the supply and demand or the resistance or anything to that and placing them on the chart is very difficult for me when I lose all my memory every night I sleep due to my health issues. So I am showing people how they can trade easily without having to worry about all the indicators. Back to the chart. After the minute time chart, not much here. Go on the 5-minute time chart. You can see things are happening, very little things. And you don't get the whole picture here either. You might have in that book read maybe the first paragraph, depending on how quickly you read, of course. But 5 minutes isn't going to give you as much information as necessary without the indicators. Now, if you had indicators, 30 minutes or less is perfect. You can trade in those with those indicators. I wouldn't advise you to do a smaller time chart without them. 15-minute time chart. It's moving. It's showing me some things. But I still don't have a clear picture. And after 15 minutes, you might have read the first page of that novel, right? You got your interest. You don't have a clue where it's going. But you've got your interest piqued and you want to read more. Well, that's what I look at when I look at the time charts. 15 minutes, it's got my interest, but I need to know more to have a clear picture of the whole story of the trade. Going into the 30-minute time chart, many of our traders will actually trade in the 30 or less minute time charts, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you have the skills and the education and the knowledge as well as the experience, by all means do so. It's up to you. I'm a long-term trader, so the smaller time charts don't tell me as much as I need to know what this trade's going to do. Going into the hour time chart, and it's giving me more information, and it goes back to July of this year. Just a few months, not that much information, but there are traders that trade on this time chart as well. Once again, without those indicators, you're leaving yourself in a huge risk of not succeeding. Don't trade your rent or your mortgage. Don't trade your food. Have a specific account where it's trading alone, and eventually the success that you get from trading will actually go to pay those bills, not vice versa. Stop paying the bills to trade? Not a good idea. It's too high in risk, and you trade at your own risk. There is no guarantee of whatever you had in past profits for a guarantee of future profits. There is none. You trade at your own risk. Going into the 4-hour time chart, and like I stated, I have been in this for quite some time, up until about 2 months ago, when I realized I still wasn't getting the full picture. I'm barely getting a year time here, and I cannot tell you exactly what you need to do. So I went on to the daytime chart, but before I get there, in 4 hours of that book, you might have read the first chapter or two. Still don't have a full story here. Moving into the daytime chart. Now this is where I like to stay. I am a long-time trader. I have the patience, and you have to have patience and no emotion when it comes to trading, especially in the longer time charts with no indicators. So what do we see here? Granted, last night we were at 28, yeah, 28.05. Now we're at 29.35. I'm not overly concerned, and here is why. When you trade, like I've stated, you trade right, but you look left. And you find out where the trade's sitting, which is right here, and then you take your cursor and move it continually to the last time the trade was in that area. 65.374. Nope, a little bit further. And it will tell you exactly what to look for and see what's happening. Hang on, we're almost there. There we are. And because of what the trade has done, it's retouching the support right here. You can see it, that it's done it many times. There's at least two. It's got another one, if not two more touchdowns right there. And then it turns around and goes up. So it touches, tests the support or the resistance, and test it a second time, and then test it a third time, and then shoot up. Then it goes up a couple of times, testing that boundary right there, and then turns around and shoots down. Again, it tests 1, 2, shoot up. 1, 2, shoot up. And then it changes its support. It changes the resistance. And it tests it frequently, but it stays in that one area. If you can see what I can see, it's going to be another, I would say, 1 to 3 weeks in this area before it really starts to take off. But it's going to take place. Now, I cannot guarantee that it's going to only be a couple of weeks. It could be another couple of months. Because if you remember right, when I got in here, we were right in this area. And it did what I said it was going to do. It tested the resistance, it tested the foundation, and it did head and shoulders, and it inverted head and shoulders, which is just upside down, and continued on its way. But, and this is a big one, it's already done that. So the next step is maybe 1 or 2 more times in this area, but it's going to shoot up. It's going to continue to test that resistance. It's going to continue to test that support. And it's going to do and be up here before we know it. So it will hit my take profit, as well as readjust it and retest it and continue on its way. Now when it breaks through like it did back here, there is nothing wrong with that, and it's meant to be. However, it has not hit my stop loss at all, not even once. So keep going, hold your patience, sit on your hands if you must, but this trade is going to go and turn, and it'll be wonderful. So I'm going to stop my screen share and see if there are any questions. Yeah, I answered quite a bit, and I gave you a lot of information. Oh, before we go, I want you to see something real quick. Back on the chart, we've actually come down to 29.18, and when we started, it was 29.29, if not 29.80 in that area. So it's turning around as we speak. Stopping the screen share again. Going once, going twice, and gone. And thank you for joining me tonight, or today, or this morning, wherever you might be. And you go and have a fantastic remainder of your day or night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.